yes, we don't typically like to open our electronic, visual, audio, social media messages in such a technical and perhaps dramatic manner as some other sub-physical realm personalities like to do. Magician. Okay, let's get into it because I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be two parts. First part is going to be the part about the first part, and the second part is going to be the part about the second part. Okay? Alright. No. The song that was just playing, if you do not know, is the scariest song ever made. Listen, listen. By Maniacal Styles. Yes, it is the song that the magician was referring to when he was questioning our commitment or lack thereof to discuss this very unique song. And, honestly, it's one of my personal favorites. I love the instrumental of it. The beat, the very spooky song soundtrack to it is really a reminiscence of horror movies, and hence the whole concept of it really is based on a horror movie type setting. The song is a song form of a horror movie. In particular, a horror movie about someone getting possessed by some sort of evil being, demon, whatever. Very common things like Exorcist, The Omen, whatever you want to call it. This would not be the first time that idea had ever been in the public's mind. Never been used. It was actually one of the very first songs to be made by Maniacal Styles. As in the song, the only two artists of Maniacal Styles that are actually involved with the song were InVain and Sly's Wicked. Now, this first part actually is going to be about the song itself, how it came about. Our second part is going to be a bit more of what makes it the scariest song ever made. We would like to point out right now on both of these that none of this, what we're talking about, our hesitation comes from the fact that we do not wish to exploit any kind of tragedy that has happened in human history, so to speak. We do not want to exploit it for the benefit of the song or what we are doing. However, it is a very peculiar story, and one that, well, makes for an interesting story, and it relates to everything that we're doing, everything that we are all doing, an understanding of the strangeness between the physical realm and the sub-physical realm, and everything we share and everything we do not. But before we proceed, let us enjoy for a moment the generosity of the world that is generous. And oh. Uh-oh. signs. Up. We'll have it once. Yep, we're trying. I hope we're not. By the way, do you like the new exoskeleton? First, you can't tell the difference. You're not supposed to. That's what's brilliant about it. It's just been made adjustments for so that it is easier for me to get here, so to speak. And since we're going to be discussing a little history story from Mr. Vane's, styles, and real life to real life, our message accenter. Alright, we're going to make this 2 minutes long. Alright, now, the original, when Mr. Vane and Mr. Sly's Wicked initially got together, they had this discussion about music and its connection to the soul of all, the souls of all beings, people, whatever. The soul that runs throughout existence. And they agreed upon the concept and the idea of music being able to, quote unquote, steal a soul, take a soul, but really just in their head, in their real bottom line is connecting the soul. You hear a song you like, your soul connects to the artist and to others in some whatever strange reason. It just does, right? Right. So a lot of Manal styles songs mention things about stealing souls and things like that. And really it's just their way of saying, hey, feel we want to connect with your soul through our music. And that's really the idea behind any soul stealing for maniacal styles. They want everyone, da-da-da, let's join it together, so to speak. Ga! You know what? For like an hour or so, at least more, the whole area around here was quiet. It was like really quiet. I pressed the record button. Guess what happens? The world explodes. Okay. The beat that was made for Scariest song was originally made, it was made by Mr. Vane. And he originally had made it for Sly's Wicked's solo song. However, when Mr. Vane played the instrumental for Mr. Sly's Wicked told Mr. Vane there is no way that's a single person song. He insisted that it be with himself and Mr. Vane, the two of them together. So, Mr. Vane said, okay, we'll make another beat for another song for Sly's Wicked, and they'll use this beat for a collaboration, a duet, so to speak. Now, they needed a concept. Well, darkness of the song presented itself, of course, as to be a good song for some sort of dark story. So Mr. Vane came up with the idea of, what if it's a story about a person getting possessed? That is, Sly's Wicked would get possessed, would play the part of the person getting possessed. Mr. Vane would play the part of the being, the demon, the evil spirit that possesses Sly's Wicked. As the story starts out, Sly's Wicked is, of course, a normal person, and goes back to 1976. Mr. Vane, like 1976, when Sly's Wicked first presented him with the lyrics. 1966, it just sounded like it just rolled off his tongue better than whatever else he would come up with. So that's why it's 1976. It just sounded better than probably 2007, which was when the year it was actually made. 2007. Very early 2000, like January 2007. And then, of course, the song progresses. The song is progressive as it shows the man, Slides Wicked, the guy, getting tormented, and then finally, possessed, and then he himself goes out and does terrible things. So it's a horror movie. It's a horror movie story. It plays out just like a horror movie does. And that was it. That was the end of that. I loved it. After that, of course, Spain made another song for Slides Wicked solo. They joined up with Mr. J-Dub and went on from there. But why was it the scariest song ever made? I'm going to tell you right now, that was just the initial thing. That was the... You know what? We'll get into that on the next part, because it's more to do with why it's the scariest song anyway. Anyway, so that being said, we're going to stop right here. I'm going to take 12, and then we'll be back with part 2. Listen to what I say. Don't be a minion.